The state of Oregon and the city of Portland is fighting back for Oregonians. No, not in the way that we actually need. They're fighting back by suing President Trump and suing Elon Musk for breach of the personal information of Oregonians and also suing for their overstepping on gender affirming care. You know, leave it up to the Oregon politicians to stand on their soapboxes and pretend that they're fighting for Oregon when in reality they're fighting for illegal criminals and those who want to mutilate our children. I'm gonna break it all down for you. I'm glad you're here. Let's go. How's it going, everybody? David Medina here. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We just hit over 2,000 subscribers. We are growing at an amazing rate. I love you guys. Thank you so much. For all those who are new to the channel, thank you so much. Make sure if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Turn the bell on for notifications so you don't miss a single piece of content. We post shorts and long form videos every single day. We try to post on Sundays, but I kind of leave that day open because that's the Lord's day and he gave us that day to rest. And so I try to honor that and also give me and my team a break so we can just kind of just chill and reset and recharge. You get it. If you're on X, give us a follow as well, at David Medina PDX. If you're on all social media, like I'm the most active on Instagram. It's the same thing, at David Medina PDX. Give me a follow. But just thank you so much for all the love and support. Guys, finally, my state of Oregon is finally fighting back for the people, right? Nah, man. So newly elected Attorney General Dan Rayfield, he used to be the Oregon Speaker of the House, just another far left lunatic who, he's the Attorney General. So if you're new to politics or you're new to all this, it's okay. I always like to explain it. I like to dumb it down because sometimes I need it dumbed down. Okay, we're all learning. Don't feel bad. He's the number one He's the number one attorney in all of Oregon. He's the number one prosecutor. He's supposed to be the top tip of the spear when it comes to, prosecuting crimes and upholding the Oregon Constitution, the Oregon law, the U.S. Constitution, all that stuff. And he's choosing to spend his time now using your and my taxpayer, and other blue states are doing this, by the way. It's not just Oregon. Other blue states and blue cities are fighting back by suing Trump and Elon for finally standing up for the American people because they have nothing better to do with their tax dollars, like maybe help our kids read and write and help them with math, because it was also, we'll talk about that in a little bit, about how Oregon's failing their students, like astronomically failing their students. But let's lay the groundwork real quick. So Oregon is, Dan Rayfield announced that Oregon is joining the multi-state lawsuit against the Trump administration after Elon Musk and his Doge team gained access to the personal and private information of millions of Americans. No one is above the law, not billionaires, not the president. Yeah, no one is above the law except the illegal criminals that are in your state that you're protecting from being deported. No one's above the law, right? Like no one's above the law here. God, these guys, man, they're such hypocrites. So Dan Rayfield said that, and then here was the official article on it. So Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield joined a multi-state lawsuit Thursday challenging Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency's access to the Treasury Department's payment system, which obtains Americans' sensitive information. Where were you when when you saw that TikTok was a national security threat? Did you sue? Were you suing TikTok? Dan Rayfield, when it was found that they were that it's Chinese owned and they had access to our personal information, the same thing you're suing for here. Did you ever stand up for Oregonians then when TikTok was doing that? Oh, because it's President Trump and because it's Elon Musk, right? We're playing politics now. Got it. See, if these guys would be consistent across the board, I wouldn't be as hard on them, but they're not. They only do this stuff because they want to be popular with their far left radical voters. They want to score brownie points. They want to raise money from their far leftist radical donors. It's all politics. Because why didn't you do this with TikTok, Dan Rayfield? Why didn't you sue if you were really upset about Oregonians' rights and personal information? Why didn't you sue why didn't you do anything or say anything when the COVID stuff was happening? I mean, it's crazy. So Elon Musk, this is what Rayfield said. Elon Musk is a billionaire who is not used to being told no. No one is above the law. That includes President Trump and Musk. The president cannot give away sensitive information, private information of Oregonians or any Americans, just as he cannot block federal payments approved by Congress. These guys are all crying. They had nothing to say the last 4 years, and now all of a sudden they're crying because we have a president now and his team that is actually looking out for your best interest. They are being transparent. They are showing you where your money goes. Why would you not want that? And it's just like, when you see these guys cry, just know that whoever's in charge is doing the right thing and is doing exactly what they should be doing. Because this is what a government looks like, Dan Rayfield and blue states like Oregon. This is what the government looks like. They're squirming. They're panicking. This is what that's what it looks like when you challenge the swamp, when you're actually doing what elected representatives should be doing for you. This is what they look like. They're panicked. Oh my gosh, man. So here it gets even better, right? He's fighting for you. Check this out. Another lawsuit, more of your taxpayer dollars, guys, Oregonians and other blue states. Dan Rayfield said, we filed a multi-state lawsuit today to halt presidential order that threatens to end federal funding to medical institutions providing gender-affirming care. We will not stand by as the president tries to unilaterally impose his harmful political agenda on Oregonians. Really? It's political agenda to just tell the truth. It's a political agenda to say that parents should be involved in their kids' lives and that kids should not be allowed to just have sex change surgeries. That's what you're talking about. That's a political agenda. That's what these guys are so disgusting, man. I just like, we have gone so far left here in states like Oregon, man. And if you live in another state and if you're thinking, oh, I'm glad I live in a red state. I'm telling you, it's going to come to your state too. That's why, I'm grateful for the work we do, because we want to make you, we want to make sure that you know what politicians like this looks like, because they're going to seep into your communities one day, and they're going to be like a wolf in sheep's clothing. And before you know it, your government's going to be taken over. Oregon used to be a hard red state. And then 1987 happened. Vote by mail started in 1987. We haven't had a blue state. We haven't had a blue governor since. That's a fact. I'm not saying anything else, but that's a fact. Come to your own conclusions. Okay. So here is the article on Oregon. 2 other states sued Trump administration over order to halt funding for gender affirming care. Why should we be funding this? Even in adults, why should we be funding this? People have heart problems. People have all different kinds of medical conditions. Why aren't we funding those? Why, like if you get hurt, or if you have a heart attack, or if your lung collapse or something, whatever, and you have to take an ambulance to the hospital, and you need heart surgery, and you need like a bypass surgery, how come the government doesn't fund that? That's a health issue, right? Why are we funding gender affirming care for sex changes and everything? Why? I don't get it. So it says 3 Democratic states sued, this is from the Oregonian, sued the Trump administration on Friday over its order to ban federal funding for gender-affirming care for transgender people under 19. And this is the key. It's for adults and children under 19. So it's literally specifically targeted at young people. Washington State Attorney General Nick Brown filed the federal lawsuit in the Western District of Washington. The attorneys general of Oregon and Minnesota, surprise, surprise, and 3 doctors also joined as plaintiffs. Yeah, 3 doctors that are losing their probably millions of dollars for doing these sex changes. This is just freaking evil, dude. And we're going to talk to some of these surgeons. We're going to talk to them. We're going to put the mic in their face and have them explain why they feel like doing this on children is something that's acceptable. So stay tuned. The complaint argues that the order discriminates against transgender people. This is a clear example of federal overreach. Attorney General Dan Rayfield said in a comment, banning funding involving gender-affirming care is an infringement on individual rights, and it denies people the dignity and health care they deserve. Oh, yeah. So let's just move the line back, right? There's no red line in the sand for kids. Yeah, let's let kids get with adults. Let's let pedophilia go, because I'm telling you, that's the next thing. Pedophile rights. They're already talking about it. They're already planting the seeds. Love is love. Pedophiles can't choose who they're attracted to. They're attracted to children. That's just who they're attracted to. And if children consent, man, especially if they're over 13, let them consent. Love is love. Where does it end, man? Where does the madness end? And you already saw, and maybe we can pull up this real quick for you, the video yesterday from the Senate Majority Leader in Washington State, who said parents have zero rights to be informed or to make decisions, medical decisions, and mental health decisions for their kids who are over 13. I'm not kidding you. He said it. That's not clickbait. That's not a lie. This guy said it. And that is how all Democrat politicians in states like Oregon and Washington, California, that's how they all think. They think that your kid should have adult rights at 13. And we're going to play that video here pretty soon. It's just disgusting. It's disgusting. And so here is the Portland mayor, Keith Wilson, who everybody thought was going to be a step in the right direction. Then Sam Adams, it's just the same old, man. He released a statement yesterday. As a sanctuary city, we are focused on making Portland a safe and welcoming place for all community members. Oh, really? Really? Then why don't you announce that you're getting the criminal illegal aliens out? Why don't you announce that you're doing something there? No, you won't, because you're playing politics. We object to the federal government attempting to defund public safety, infrastructure, and other critical services in our city. Portland is obligated to uphold both. So it's just all fluffy and hugs and giggles and rainbows. And oh man, we're just so accepting of all, never mind our crime rate has skyrocketed like over 100 to 200% in the last 4. Never mind that businesses are leaving downtown Portland and the Portland area in droves. Never mind that the city of Portland is still recovering for allowing politics and leftist radicals run the city and cause night after night riots in the summer of love of 2020. Never mind all of that. We're going to fight. We're going to use the cities and your taxpayer dollars to protect illegal criminals and sue the Trump administration. And that's what they're doing. The city of Portland joins a coalition of local governments, including cities like San Francisco. When your city is buddying with anything on San Francisco, it's a red flag. I'm just telling you right now, we all are in agreement. Even moderate Democrats are in agreement that San Francisco is third world hell. So when your city is bragging about joining with cities like San Francisco, clowns, you know your city's ran by clowns. So Portland joins a coalition of local governments who are suing the presidential administration. Can't even say his name. That's how much TDS they have. For executive orders and actions that harm cities and states with sanctuary policies. As a sanctuary city, we are focused on making Portland a safe. So what we just read from the wonderful mayor of Portland. And then I kind of retweeted the mayor's statement. And I said, the Portland mayor commits to a safer Portland by being a sanctuary city for illegal criminals and ignoring federal law and the United States Constitution. We wonder why Portland is a national embarrassment. We wonder why. Everybody uses Portland as an example. I mean, even in the, not even in the political world, but like in the cultural world, in comedy, I saw this like thing with Bill Burr and Adam Ray, who's like one of my favorite up and coming comedians. And Bill Burr was like, hey, people, because Adam Ray's from Seattle, and Bill Burr was on his podcast, and he's like, hey, people of Seattle, people of America, do not lump people in Portland with Seattle. I mean, Seattle's not great either. And he's literally saying, don't lump the Portland people in with us. They are way different. Go look it up. The Bill Burr, Adam Ray podcast. Bill Burr was like, don't lump Portland in with Seattle. Completely different places. So when you have people saying that, you know your government is ran by clowns, guys, and we have to do something about this, man. So here's some reactions from Oregonians and other Northwest people on X. This is at Patriot23P, who said, you virtue signaling piece of trash. How much money has been laundered into your accounts? Keep crying. We're laughing at you with the clown emoji. Could not agree more. Grave 1 yard on X says, what needs to happen? These are reactions to the state of Oregon, Dan Rayfield suing Trump and Elon over access to personal information. What needs to happen is the Doge team, big balls, need to audit Oregon. I'm willing to donate crypto for that to happen, says Grave 1 yard on X. You work for us, and this is Leaving Portland, at Leaving Portland, says, you work for us and you are way over your head. Resign now. Could not agree more. And then STX PDX says on X says, it's a lot of X's. You are wasting Oregon payer dollars to cover up your own corruption. Dude, 100% what's going on. I hope each and every one of you involved gets voted out or fired. Well, that's a slim chance they'll get voted out because there are a lot of idiots that vote for them. And then also the other thing that we talked about earlier, y'all know what I'm talking about. And then these are some reactions around X from on the state of Oregon suing for gender affirming care for people under 19. Suing to stop the president from running the executive branch. Please show us the law passed by Congress that required the federal government to fund child mutilation. That was from Oregon_leader on X. And then this one says the misnomer. This is from Chris Lemke for Oregon, on X, says the misnomer of gender affirming care is what's harmful. You will find out the hard way as you continue to play checkers. Yeah, they always get lit up every time they post this stuff, you know that the majority is not with them because they always get ratioed in every single social media platform. On every post they get, I mean, the Governor Tina Kotek, every time she posts something, she gets ratioed to hell. It's crazy. At Mento says, are you even a scientist? Last I checked, you have a law degree. She's addressing Attorney General Rayfield. You are good at rhetoric, but thinking is not your strong suit. Maybe you should move over next election. But I know you won't. And then PNW Explorer 1 says, I'd be careful, Mr. Rayfield. Oregon hasn't been following federal laws for quite some time. This could land you in some serious legal hot water. I'd be careful. You know, and one of the things, too, is like, do you understand as taxpayers? And they already tax us as businesses and individuals here in Oregon. They already tax us like crazy. The cat tax is a disaster. Can you imagine if Oregon gets sued by the federal government? Can you imagine if Oregon is found by the Trump administration to be breaking so many federal laws and they pull federal funding? Where do you think that money is going to come from? Okay. If you're in a blue state, go look at where federal funds are going in your state and then understand the repercussions of having clowns in your government, because where do you think it's going to come from? It's going to come from you and I. It's going to come from our taxes. They're going to tax us even more and more and more to fund some of this madness. Don't get mad at President Trump. Don't get mad at his administration. Get mad at your clown leaders of your state, of your beautiful states. Oregon is a beautiful state. Get mad at the clowns running it into the ground. Get mad at the clowns that nobody seems to want to hold them accountable here in Oregon. I'm talking about the voters who vote for them. Nobody wants to hold them accountable for what they did to Portland. Nobody wants to hold them accountable for ruining such a beautiful, prosperous city that was on the rise. Nobody wants to hold them accountable. We're gonna vote in a guy that's just a little bit better, that's just as much of a clown as the last guy. What, just because he's not as radical, but he's still radical? This last reaction is from Old Dog. I got to stop before I give myself a heart attack. Old Dog 4 Change on X says, I have voted D most of my adult life until recently. I've spent the last 5 years learning about sex reassignment surgeries and cannot support Democrats any longer. So this is a Democrat right here that is saying that I'm done. You've gone too far. And I know so many people like this. I know so many people that come up to me and say, hey, man, I see your content. I'm not a Republican, I'm not a conservative. I'm a Democrat here in Oregon, and I'm done. I can't do it. They've gone too far. I even like Trump now. I've heard that from, as God is my witness, I have heard that from people here in Oregon that have said, I even like Trump now because he's starting to make more sense than my own party. It's absolutely unconscionable that we're doing this to vulnerable kids in the state. No child is born in the wrong body. Amen to that person. And so, I mean, there you have it. I mean, I love reading those reactions, ladies and gentlemen, because it just shows you that sanity still is here in states like Oregon. There's still so many, hundreds of thousands, if not over 1 million patriots here in Oregon who has a population of 4 million. Trump and, you know, the gap between Trump and Kamala Harris and Trump and Biden and Trump and Hillary, the gap in that of Oregon votes here in Oregon, the most radical state, the gap there is not big. Like Trump only lost by like 100,000. Like I think he only lost by like what, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 votes. It wasn't like a huge blowout. Over 1 million people voted for him. There's a big population of people. See, the problem is, and here's the problem. Well, then why aren't Republicans getting elected in states like Oregon? I'll tell you why. And it might be hard for some to hear. And some people that are listening to this are probably in these leadership positions. And I'm not trying to attack you. I really am not. I'm just trying to point out the problem because I care about you. I care about my state. It's because we look at politics, and I say we, I'm talking about everybody, not me. Not everybody, but a lot of these people that are in charge of the Oregon Republican Party, there are some great people that are in charge of this thing. There are some people that see this thing as a social circle, and they have no desire to get the younger crowd involved, no desire to put pride aside and unite. We all have to put our pride aside. We all have to unite as a party. We have to choose better people to run for these positions. We have to stop choosing people that are going to try to play it in the middle so much. We just got to choose people that don't care what the left and right says and just want to do the right thing. That's what we need. We need candidates. And I'm sorry, but in 2022, when we should have had a Republican governor, we chose somebody that was despised by the grassroots Republicans here in Oregon. I know it because I've heard it from tons of people who said, I didn't agree with it. I supported the candidate in 2022 here in Oregon because I just want what's best for my state. I wasn't a fan of the candidate either. But so many people were like, she's arrogant. She doesn't even meet with us. She doesn't even show up to town halls because she knows how to play politics. She knows how to win elections, and she knows exactly what she needs to do to win elections. She knows all the tricks on how to win elections. Well, how did that work out for you in the general? If you're going to give it a go again, you know who I'm talking about. The person who ran for governor in 2022. You better connect. I will help you. I'll be glad to help you. If you become the nominee, whoever the nominee is, I'll be glad to do my part in 2026 and help you connect with the grassroots and help the grassroots connect to you. And let's all come together, man, and let's take our freaking state back. Because that's the problem. The Oregon Republican Party is too ineffective. It's too weak, and it's all of our faults. It's not one side. It's not one clique over another clique. It's not this group over another group. It's all of our fault because we don't know how to come together. We are petulant children. We all are. All of us are. Put away the pride. And I know it's hard. And it's like, well, how do we do that? This side won't compromise. This side won't compromise. This side wants to do their thing. This side wants to do their thing. This side wants credit. This side wants credit. Stop. When is enough, guys? Let's come together. Hit me up. I'll do whatever I can. I'm not on team this or team that. I'm on team Oregon, team Constitution, team United States, team Oregon first, team America first. And the reason why a lot of these Democrats didn't vote Republican is because we didn't give them something to vote for. There were so many Democrats and independents I heard from in 2022 that said, I don't even know what she stands for. I don't even know what the Republican nominee for governor stands for. What does she stand for? It's like her and Kotek I'm just repeating what I heard. I'm not trying to put this person down. They said, we don't know what she stands for. We don't know, between her and Tina Kotek, it seems the same. Have boldness, man. Not when it's easy. Have boldness because it's the right thing to do, and let's take our state back. There it is. Like and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on X at Dave Medina PDX. I'm going to keep it positive, man. I don't want to be negative, and I don't want to go after one group or another group or one candidate or another candidate. Let's all come together. We all, everybody, including me, we all have pride to put aside. And we need to learn to work together as Republicans here in Oregon, or else we are never going to win the state. I don't care look how bad the Democrats have become. We are never going to win the state if we don't figure it out. Maybe that means the right leadership. Maybe that means that whoever gets selected to run for governor, is that person to bring everybody together. If it's you, Christine Drazen, let's bring people together. I know that listen, Christine Drazen, I named her because I'm trying to plead with her. If you run again in 2026, and this is coming from a man who cares about his state so much. I'm not a big fan of yours. It's been noted. But if you become the nominee again, if you run again or whoever runs, please, please, please. I know you're accomplished. I know you're smart. I know that you have a lot of accolades. You know how to, you know politics really well. I commend you for that. But please, please humble yourself to reach out to the people that you need to reach out to, and I will help you. I want to take my state back. I don't care if you're in charge or who. I just don't want these radical idiots in charge that have been in charge of our state for way too long. I'll do whatever I can to help you, but please humble yourself. We all know you're talented. We all know that you are smart and you have a good presence about you. But man, you need to work on humbling yourself and just reaching out to grassroots. All of us need to humble ourselves, not just you. It wasn't just your fault in 2022. The grassroots bear some responsibilities, but it starts with leadership. You know that. A team is only as good as their coach. A team is only a squadron is only or a battalion is only as good as their leader. A store is only as good as its store manager. So there you go. For those of you who don't live in Oregon, you just got an inside look at all of our drama. That's okay. It's okay. We're going to figure it out. I have faith. Like and subscribe to the channel. Love you guys. We'll see you on the next one.